On a global scale, we are seeing the peer and near-peer competition heating up with challengers like China and Russia. What is the #1 thing that you think we need to be doing and focusing on in the next 3 to 5 years to outpace these competitors?
So looking at the technological landscape, and also as we look at other global challenges like Russia and their invasion of the democratic nation of Ukraine, technologies that we can bring to the fight on areas like cloud computing, areas like proliferated low Earth orbit or PLEO satellite communications that we read about in the news a lot, bringing internet access across the globe. New types of fiber transport terrestrially to be able to get data at massive speeds around the world, and very importantly, new cybersecurity capabilities to contribute to that integrated deterrence I mentioned vis-a-vis China, Russia, and others.
We need to continue to get better transmitting our needs to industry and be able to tell them the problems, work closely with them on the problems that we're trying to solve. I'll use a quick example of a project we took on this called the Short Range Reconnaissance. It was developing a drone, a UAS, unmanned aerial system, for use at the squad level, so an off-the-shelf drone. It took the department about 6 years and 60 pages to describe what was needed in a UAS for deployment with infantry men and women. I mean, you and I could probably drum something up right here in about 15, 20 minutes and probably not take 60 pages. Maybe an oversimplification, but my point is that the commercial sector had solved that. And so instead of giving them a 60-page document overly describing it, let's just tell them what we want and what we need and let those imagined minds do it.
I'd say the peer, near-peer threats that are out there have reshaped the way that we look at our threats and where we need to make investments. The biggest issue that we face right now is around tech superiority. We need to make sure that we show that the United States is dominant in many of these areas and that we can address any challenge and we can fight at the same weight as anyone else and outclass them. So that's very specifically, it gets into autonomy, next generation weapons, and then data, which doesn't sound like a weapon, but it is, deeply embedded in how we deploy and how we manage threats in the world. And that's where we spend most of our time is kind of paying attention to those 3 areas.
I definitely think one big area is continued investment in securing our infrastructure. As we think about our energy infrastructure, the data infrastructure that we have, that we depend on every day, we're being attacked constantly. We need investment. We need attention to these. We need new technologies to counter the cyber threats in these areas.
Our solutions are really focused around computer vision and imagery. So think satellite data, satellite imagery, or unmanned drone imagery, as well as fixed cameras and other sensors. All of those coming together to support our intel mission, and really we're changing the game in Ukraine with this type of AI capability. So now we are able to get intelligence to an analyst, to someone who can make a decision and move on that intelligence. What used to take months, we're doing in minutes. And that really is helping us have information dominance and changing the game in the Ukraine conflict, as well as with our near-peer power competition that we're in right now.